In this video, I'm going to talk about worksheet protection and workbook protection. In the last video, I demonstrated data validation rules as a way to prevent end users from making errors when they're entering things into the worksheet. Now, in this particular worksheet, the Community Theater worksheet, we've got this invoice area where we've entered some formulas and functions, and some of them are kind of complex, and it would be a shame if someone deleted those and they needed to be re-entered. So this is part of the worksheet that the end user, the person that's recording the ticket information, doesn't need to have access to. We also probably don't want people to have access to our ticket price table or the invoice constants here, because someone could inadvertently change one of these numbers and then a theater goer would be over or undercharged. So the main part of the workbook that needs to be available to the user is just the information in cells B3 through B12. And before I protect the worksheet, I'm going to unlock those cells. By default, all of the cells in the worksheet are locked, and if I go ahead and protect the worksheet without unlocking the cells that I need to use, I won't be able to use them. So to do that, I'm just going to select the cells in B3 through B12, and I'm going to go back to the Home tab, and I'm going to launch the Format Cells dialog box, and I'm going to go to the Protection tab, and I'm going to uncheck the locked property and click OK. So now I'm all set to protect this worksheet. So I'm going to go to the Review tab and click on Protect Worksheet. And I can add a password to this, but I will caution you that you should only add passwords if you're concerned about someone unprotecting the sheet and making changes without your permission. The thing to remember about passwords is that if you create one, you cannot unlock the worksheet without it or unprotect the worksheet without it. And the passwords are case sensitive, so if you create a password, you probably need to document it somewhere so that if 3 or 4 months down the road you need to unprotect it, you have it available. So I'm just going to leave the defaults available. Click OK. And let's see if I can change anything in the invoice area here, like can I delete cell J7? No, I can't, which is a good thing. I can, however, come over here to the input data, the invoice data, and make changes there, which is what I want to be able to do. So protecting the worksheet just protects the data in the worksheet. If I want to protect the worksheet itself from being renamed, deleted, hidden, or having new worksheets inserted into the workbook, I need to protect the entire workbook. And to do that, I would go back to the Review tab, and I would click on Protect Workbook. And what it's doing is it's protecting the structure of the workbook. I can also have it protect the workbook windows, the window in which the workbook appears, and I can assign a password here again, but do that with caution. I'm not going to protect the workbook at this time, so I'm just going to cancel. Another thing that you can do to ensure that what you want entered in the workbook is entered is to add comments to the cells. And so I'm going to go ahead and unprotect this sheet, and then I'm going to click on cell A2, and I'm going to add in a comment that says, and once the comment text box appears, you just type in what you want it to say. Enter all data from the order form into cells B3 through B11. And then when I click away from that cell, the comment goes away, but there's a red triangle in the upper right hand corner telling me that there's a comment in that cell. And when I click on that cell or hover over that cell, the comment shows up. If you want to remove the comment from the cell, just go back to the Review tab, to the Comments group, and click on Delete. So that's how you add a comment and how you protect and unprotect the workbook and the worksheets.